Well, it's obviously Thursday, which means we're all looking forward to being in Lynn Matava's kitchen again, seeing what tricks and tips she whipped up this week. Today, Lynn is showing us some easy, delicious ways to make an at-home salad bar and even how to make some of our own healthier salad dressings. Check it out.
I have a lot going on here, but don't be afraid. It's actually a very easy make-ahead dinner that we're going to get into here. We're having a salad bar tonight. So we're making things ahead of time to try to save time on these busy weeknights. And what I've done is I went ahead and I used this as an excuse to get my dinner out of the way early. So I cooked some chicken breasts in the oven earlier. But I also pulled out last night's leftover pork chops and I cut them into strips. And so that's kind of the idea, is like we're just using what we have to make this great meal. And I forgot to pull out the lettuce, but you know what lettuce looks like. I've got some leftover corn strips, and these are basically, I took old corn tortillas that we were going to either throw away or have to freeze or something. I sliced them into strips and I dried them in the oven at about 250 degrees until they were nice, crispy little corn tortilla strips. I've got canned beans that I just rinsed, cucumbers, broccoli, peppers, some dried craisins or the dried cranberries. We've got apples. You could use whatever fruits you could pull out of your fridge or freezer. I pulled some corn out of the freezer for this, some nuts. I've got mango there. And then I'm just going to show you a couple neat dressing ideas to make this salad all come together. So the first one, we've done a vinaigrette before on here. I already put in this jar a vinegar, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of honey, and then some olive oil and some fresh spices and salt and pepper. As long as you get that lid on really great, this is a great activity you could have a little one do for you, or even an older one. Get a little bit of physical activity while we're getting dinner ready, and then we have this great vinaigrette. And then the next one I have, I find when I'm working with kids, especially I work with a lot of students in classrooms, ranch is the popular dressing, and I'm always excited to get them to try new dressings, but I also want to meet people on their level and get people excited about trying things that maybe the fruits and vegetables that they wouldn't have had before. So when we're working with our kids or other people that are not really excited about trying something new, sometimes offering something that is comfortable, like ranch dressing, can make it more likely that we might try some snow peas. So I have some yogurt here, and it's just plain yogurt, unsweetened. And I have some of that powdered ranch mix that you buy for making dip. And because I've got like beans and mango and some tortilla chips, I thought it would be fun to make it a little bit kind of Tex-Mex. So I also have a little bit of taco seasoning and just sprinkling a little of that in there. Some fresh herbs, optional, of course. And then I'm going to whisk it all together, and then you would ideally taste this, decide if it needed a little bit more, and then you have the dressing to add to your salad bar. And the great thing about this is that it's all out and kind of pretty, and it's separated, and it gives people a chance to serve themselves. Let the little ones serve themselves and choose some foods that they like or that they might like to try. And it encourages everyone to eat a little bit more fruits and vegetables, and we get a nice kind of light, easy dinner at the end of a long, busy day with school this week. That's always great. And then the one thing I want to remind you is that it doesn't have to end here. Anytime you're making a meal for dinner, remember that if you think a meal ahead, how can we put this away or repackage this to use for lunches tomorrow? So if we get students, for example, I know we're all home right now, but our students can still get excited to pack up a lunch for themselves tomorrow to pull out when they're on their break from virtual learning. And the great thing about that is it's habit forming. So when we finally do get to go back into the classroom, we have our children excited, and you know, moms and dads too, that we can make our lunches as we're putting away dinner, and then that's not a thing to have to worry about on a busy morning in the week.
Now, Lynn says, as with most of her recipes and ideas, prepping that salad bar is something that you could get little kids involved with as well. If you have plastic knives or utensils that could chop up some of those ingredients, or they could even help you whisk up some of those salad dressings that she mentioned.